Melech. Beautiful, that high. Gorgeous. Melech was, okay. Melech Melkaitza Atsecha high. Gorgeous, that high. Beautiful. Shamanero. And everyone. And your runners. With all due respect, bless you so much. And I love you so much. I am still slept. I really slept terribly, sorry. My God. This Sunday, May the 8th, 2016, everything keeps on here around, and where this same Sunday, so early, the sickness of Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner, Aníbal Fernández, and every Kirchner cycle hell degenerate feral, abominable freaking criminal, Argentina. Making the chat with United Evangelicals of Guillermo Arce-Preno, Osvaldo Carnival, Iglesia Universal, and Omar Cabrera and Juan Crudos, and also of Ejército de Salvación, Basil Danias, Claudio Freitzons, Bernardo Estemateras, which keeps on believing that I will be class of a demon with the faculty to teller chat making lo saco todo, like the teller reading, like they are doing, which they are, actually, they guys like that, diablos proyectistas degenerados de Lucifer y de Sodoma y Gomorra. And the reality for what is delivered, well and though the situation and the point for the disasters themselves. At what they cause us, projecting that we will be the ones that carry that because they will command. Then, in the middle of it all, is exactly what happens. At the disasters themselves, well and though this is exactly that you already have in evidences with claims. Telling you about what all through these situations that I still am about suffering is what today's we're making in terms of proceeding about making and forwarded about the doing what still does. Then I'm going to say and I'm going to do this. Forgive me while I'm speaking. I'm going to show you what you wanted I to show you in the video. Simplicity. I'm sorry for I'm moving about it. Now, that's working. Starting up. I have been working yesterday where really video high definition with the Samsung Friend Prime. Where? Sorry. Alright. That Gloria Irene Blanco, which still at her name, gave me as a gift that I'm not using, and she's paying the service and really expensive for what it is. The living here for I don't want this to damage this device that keeps on delivering that Gloria Irene Blanco will be a sickness degenerada criminal psicópata of Policía Federal Argentina, which will own this and will be making the trials for it giving back for the reason of I've been using this like a very workstation for voice recording, for locution and singing, high definition photo and videos that you have received, and still I have memories and the back and the backup. I should ever comment for what we agreed with her to bring that as my name, but I couldn't do nothing else at all except for what I've done and what I got. Further that, the rest of the things. We have between whatever to concrete, whatever to be. Between this all, the backup of the whole of the files that I will rob, and they will have the complete of the registers and also 2 files only missing here and some extra, which is a very DRNT term called virus class. That is not going to erase or eliminate because of you neutralize it, but is an extra that can eliminate files while any other computer to plug in. The whole I've been doing right here, which supposedly I stolen as well, of someone of Policía Federal Argentina, some sick prostitute, degenerate, cycle, abominable criminal, like the most are, with a pardon of you, that will ever have it and putting everything that she said done with Policía Federal Argentina and Fuerzas Armadas, with the registers of Policía Federal Argentina, KIRSCHNERS, Poder Judicial de la Nación Argentina, Cuerpo Médico Forense, Criminalista, dare to say, and evangelics and others, them friends of civil societies and KIRSCHNERS registers, that it will be done by them, and these same thems, and I will rob. That says Caracol inside my house, and when it makes the first blancos is the problem. Blanco will be easy cake. Now, I suppose they will be sailing in Mercado Libre, Viva Visos, the everything, and at the sailing and resailing I will be making robbery to the people, lying that I will sell and inviting them to come all around, and I will take the money and taking the products away and saying to them that it will be for the payment for the damages of the patria, to me. These psicópatas degenerados, viciados ferales, are dangerous everywhere, especially where I am around. I'm using now the Samsung Galaxy Chat that my mother bought to me while the kidnap of less humanity that keeps on sustaining of Hospital Borda, with them Cuerpo Médico Forense, Ejército Argentino, Policía Federal Argentina, Evangelistas Unidos, which they propitiated and done this on purpose with those sick prostitutes and sick freaks, criminals, pretending of court and judges and secretaries and defensors, which naturally Poder Judicial de la Nación always were and will die like, with them supposed pretender of forensics, criminales psicópatas degenerados. You're frightening me up, you're offending me, while telling them what they are and what they do, and delivering the Sodom y Gomorrah to keeping the prestige, the face and the market of criminales degenerados, which are except for the brief list, about the reality at gift of birthday 2013, Campo Mundo, Flores store. Went all around and went out with the product and we're all around, but like with the rest. Just went out after buying and we're all around and nothing ever, no one ever except our friends, my friends, with the mother's credit card saying like to my mother, Presidencia de la República Argentina, Cristina Fernández de Kirchner, shown that ain't nothing allowed. The mothers of its friends, they are not retired women, and they cannot have no credit and nothing to be to buy because of that is a robbery to the state. Everything went annulled because of we're not allowed to be. The same its mother, and same its friends, buddies, the family. No one has rights to having not even an ID, not a retirement, not pensions, unless something which it means houses and properties. Everything belongs to the state of Argentina because of we know what it means that they are not allowed to exist and having nothing. But while they keep on making the less humanity about anybody else's and communities saying that I will be a terrorist and a dangerous one, that everybody will react and start killing people. So, 12 payments, Campo Mundo Flores, 2013, Acoast 29, and before, for the having jueguitos, gamers, again, LGC 195, the idea of my mother from a life. I'm going to give you a better phone for you to have jueguitos, games. Galfa Robert Flakmachal, Kivirotechli, Sosalima Serramide. This is out of order and used to be Linus over Acoite Avenue, where my mother used to work in her principal of the primary adult elementary that she wanted to reinitiate. I'm sorry for this, but it's exactly what it happened and what she went through life. at the struggle of the soul, she could just acquiring what my grandmother never knew about welfare or appreciably giving to her or loving her. She never did. Were raised in a very poverty, in a very not best ever education, not best ever moment, and so destroyed and so hurt and so in pain and so suffered, which only considered about her daughter that she had to go to work at the understanding and learning how to working about what she determined, which were not prostitution, but at the fact for never ever were interesting and never cared and never minded for no reason about studying or having a career, except for her male son. Redundant. So suddenly, Blekim Moharat Fechuat Sechal Kishvat Lekim Borat Halak Man Sibople Sosi Hamachli. And she only could done what she had done and raised us at the understanding for her it matters with having degrees, careers, education, formation. So suddenly the reality were older, but well, she were working at LESE about managing and housekeeping at the reality of what were shopping and making what she were doing. And she came into her this Siemens gigaset, which is only for communications phone, that were only unique element about to fix in, said to her if she would ever want it, and she brought it. So in the middle of the soul I will steal this as well, that you already knew, but I know Melech, you want I to say. Now, Reba. For the 1980s, this FM Viva, Buenos Aires radio, where this show with Silvina Chediek, or Chediek, which she were working as locution in this show, which were special for Plekim Borat Himach Matlivian Plavesuktuka Hachelan. And they were giving this prize for if anyone will ever call, like a rank used to, and some people to be participating and making something for also what it were promoting and other products for trademarks. In this case, this is Minolta trademark, Riva 35, where I just called for Celine's song, which were Don't Let Me Be the Last. Someone to call and to say which somewhere rolling at radio will ever have the prize, and I just earned by Silvina Chediek this 135mm compact camera with a very optical zoom of x2 and nothing further, but is a little bit extra with flash incorporated. I will steal this as well. We used that for a very time, and after the time I'm not using it no more. The tape for this, which is film on 135, I'm not really so often to acquiring, and it's expensive for already, is out of seasons, the technology forwarded for digital. So suddenly is reflex format for even still remains film, but it is expensive. Now, Bleki Moharat Espachat Silit Shelam Mahat Sehim, the last that I acquired in Musimundo Flores, I will rub as well, one for all, is a universal remote, instead the original which is broken. Out of order. For what I will rub to Policía Federal Argentina, 25 inches, that Avinu, Adonenu, wants I to have instead this 25, a 32, for making my portable, for accessibility and for working with graphics, which is much better appreciating and so much better to developing, even for designs and for music and everything is like accessibility element works much better. But I got this, and I'm not using, it's perfect state, but I will rub and also trying to sell and making chilling to people and running to people about I am not giving the product that I never announced, except for the accounts of Mercado Libre that still keeps on making the same to me over my name and the hole that I wanted to open it that Mercado Libre put it out and Policía Federal Argentina used for the rob and narcos and services of prostitution and any other elements that they are commercializing at the background with my idea, like the same with our people, Jewish people in France. And armed forces with Evangelistas Unidos of Guillermo Prein, Osvaldo Carnival and Universal, and also of Omar Cabrera, Carlos Anacondia, Juan Crudo, are using my name over Mercado Libre, Argentina and Latin America, selling rob stuff and what they robs with Tribunales Argentina and Tribunales of Latin America, and forensics of Latin America and forces of Latin America and Kirschners associated all over Latin America to our people and to me. Power search. Betlikirov, Fokhmatsal Shalaki, Bohrafakal, Matspesialachim. So suddenly, today Sunday, kept on making that, they will shown that they will come first. All I've done this last days and the whole before, like I've done every time asked everything were uncontrollable for they to lose, and saying that they wouldn't be insulted no more. How cares? We shown it, making that, studying like I was saying permanently, and permanently we're doing my communication dialogue, styling Gestalt with linguistics, degenerados of Cuerpo Médico Forense en UBA, and El Salvador, with Kirschners, degenerados, and whoever to be found around peritos, and any help of evangelics. He's doing it, and I'm going to make you be in the name of Jesus. You can have its life because of he damaged you and cursed you. And Lord is going to give you everything he got. And the same to us. But I'm going to tell you, I want the house, and I want the Mercedes, and I want what he got all around the US, and the accounts. Give me for the hole that he ran to the state because of Lord never gave him, and we are the authorities, and we never hallowed. So he cannot, you know, and neither the Jewish, and the land of Israel can be ours, you know. I'm blacking out the rest of This is I didn't install yet. I have the Ubuntu, but for the problems we have, I didn't do it yet. I should just try to put Ubuntu. If I get not with this machine, coming to any technician, any trust, paying some money for them to install my operative system. So I put my, I will rub, still making the same and sustaining the same, the Windows 8.1 Pro 32 bits. I bought in La Casa del Audio, Flores store, where never mind the sons of snake in the parish of Sodoma at the offer to put in my DNI that I bought it. But I have the ticket and I will rub with the ticket in the bag. So, Gloria bought that to me and I was sold that or making some for drugs stuff and also lying to the people and rubbing with the thing in the hand that never came and just left with the money supposedly with false witnesses and the generates to taking shares about has the money, we gotta take it all out. We are gonna know the Argentinian power. This is broken, I will steal as well. This is charger for Samsung Galaxy Chat, which I should fixing the connectors right here, and I can use it as well even still, but it's the old styling. USB now is greater for remains and its durability for more. It was an offer. That said, Grand Prime installed as well with he's done it to me. And also this that Gloria gave them to me, which is not really so much functional, and any sets for that I remain from this one and from the same frame. And this called readers out of order, already broken. He's stolen jewelers. And the packaging. Because I ripped it out from my hands and I had it first. This birthday at the house of Monica. While the supposed puedes salir controlado porque adentro, cuando se te controla ni lo terapéutico, a la internación, al secuestro, perra infernal. A la realidad, tiene que entender que solamente tiene permiso salir solamente con parientes por un momento y volver, porque si no, hay problemas. And I will rob Monica Boydet like a gift for me, my sister. Birthday, 2013, I will rob it. ¿Y dónde está el cargador? ¡Ay, ves! Lo tiene completo, me la robó. Y yo lo supo. Are profaning me day and night and thirst to calling me perra del infierno, teller and witch. Perra del infierno lives on making altars all over wherever the places especially get around about my person with photos and whatever elements with witchcraft, murders, and with the wholest degenerations of rapes and animal sacrificial. And thirst to calling me with perros evangelistas telling in the name of Jesus to work, and thirst to calling me witch because of their faith. Degenerados abominables. Samsung Galaxy chats and evangelicals de cuarta making the chat of profanation and teller chat for them to catch and make the manipulation. We didn't do that, we're schizophrenic all the time and we are going to show you because we have the forensics and we were watching all over and we were studying ourselves and trying to help it. Packaging. Samsung Galaxy chats. The first ever that were robbed by Policías de Argentina and Evangelistas Unidos were a very sharp walk with my mother at Avenida Avellaneda, Buenos Aires, because she wanted to buy some clothes. I have still the charger, but the first ever, my first ever Claro line, which Granny came to me, I paid for this with the savings that I done, with a very small one, a very firmware, a very limited one, but worked while I just could using it instead what Granny gave me that I gave to Carlos Sarkodia, my neighbor, like a very gift, the Nokia 1100 that had Granny with CTI line, which came to be Claro Argentina, this fraud and this criminals as well, that it would damage. Keeps on making the same like Telecentro Sociedad Anónima, and making the full shit, saying that they are gonna do Bahash, and the Justicia de la Nación y el gobierno lo van a arreglar, porque nosotros tenemos buenos profesionales para encontrar con los expertos, que siempre tuvimos razón. Sorry, my face. I get like that whenever I'm constipated and this causes me diarrhea. So I'm sorry for that. Okay, I will stolen this, well, the money that I wanted for other things and thinking about the charger ain't not working no more, it's out of order, it's a shit. But okay, not blaming you for nothing, I'm sorry, we thought will ever work. And this is the packaging of the, yeah, cheap. And the charger of this is right here, is I should fixing it as well, works, but broken what is the connectors, so I should ever make some special fix around, make it recyclable and useful. This, the best ever I had, card reader, out of order, broken. I will rob as well. The same this, packaging for TNS. It's great, I love this for the, it's comfortable for certain things I'm doing. And also the keyboard, I will rob it as well. The both great offers point in Musimundo's Flores store, where this were for about, don't want to get mistaken, 65 pesos, 63 pesos the keyboard, and around around there, 90 pesos, I don't remember now, I have the tickets, but were 50 pesos or 53 pesos the mouse, REQUEST offers, are wired, and is awesome to me because of the wireless things, and this cut them down is for breaching, and they will do first for whatever the sickness. So wiring is directly no match to no weird and the packaging I will steal. Madras, I will stolen and sold for trying to avoid in the evidences. I have the charger, I have the USB for the trademark with manual, works amazing except for a little fail for the use already. The battery still works, is in conditions, and is a great firmware, small basics if you need. I will sell this for trucks, like you already know. I have been sending you documentations pictured on this that you pixelated, the whole I got, and you have it also with my chat, and I didn't send you the completeness of what I got with the high definition, which is documental practically, the grand primes. And also I will rob the people with this, with a fake, the generate Kirschners and body seeking for a portion of my money, and the kingdoms of El Chai and Israel's. Like Parras Evangelicals, Kirschners, y Parras de Sodoma y Gomorrah, Argentina, that keeps on the narrative that they already are me and are at my height and with my capacity. Now, eso lo robó. I didn't fix it, and I need the supplies, and I didn't inquire for no supplies, but for some use about this, and there are some offers, but I'm tired. Whatever this is that we can do, we will do, but we will see. This also with the Samsung's TV that I still am using. I need batteries, I'm gonna buy batteries new. דקליגים על רפחות של הצ'לה חמאציבה אבלו אציבה פר רפורם אנספלריסות שלי כי רפחית שיחה עצמבים in Leoch Motin. I used to having a very Sony FHB 170-190 with were out of order the disc, and we came into Gloria for she to hear music, but we're not working the CD. Anyway, she just sold it away or just dumped it away or gave it to someone where a good music could sound, and just acquired this, which is broken, and my bitrate of the computer 64 beats. We're not caving for the 16 beats of this and not digital capacity 4, and started to making up the speakers, sorry, like you know, while using it with the computer. At the time to using it, where the Chalchimi got speechless. So sadly it doesn't work no more. If you want, just for the view, this is simplicity, just easier thing. This simple AKG. Somebody says AK-25 Panasonic is a very reduced small thing which doesn't work. Not even this, which is really out of order, is the very renegade of the whole of the cybers, makes a very this is a weird thing. And out of order, what is the command? And taking over the Seflahim, and with the what? It is my history on extortions and damages that I had to break everything I got. So the reality is the speakers still works, and I will use this for making some sound source for the using with my computer. Alright? And these are the speakers, and works, right, but are limited. It's not much power, nominally. It's something like to home theater if you want, with a little extra needing for what it is, the normal nominal. Well, just for the radical view, you need the computer, still on the same, and the TV, still what we got, and the rest you already know. There's not necessarily to tell you no further. Forgive me this. Keep it a view. Now, The rest of the product you already know. I will rub as well this, and just to keep on saying the same, I have the cable, comes with the cable only, this 250 pesos, the trademark submark of Audio-Technica on this microphone, which cute device and technology we supposedly stole into this to generate, you heard me yesterday, further my state that I'm not feeling so great. It's a very nice captation for sound, but it's not the best anyway. It works, it's amazing. We have been doing something like the rehearsal room with this. The twice I went, and the one that you already got and that you proved that I done, and the second that I done in the same place, the same microphone, the same sound, the same 70s mixer of PV that were found there. And okay, some around the toy. We saw at the networks some around the capsules for SM87, which is the match around this. Has the montaging class for this, like this Samsung, but is naturally in a very other elemental, not so nanotech, but are in gold and a very capsule for condenser. And the capacity is already just like this, at the width, 40 to 19 kilohertz. This gives until 18 and is in gold manufactured. And we're 2,700 pesos, which is too cheap. I'm not sure they're to be originals, but if there is exactly the class, it's an amazing offer. Anyway, what do I reach? Not for you, and I'm sorry for this, for the other please. Now, pleve forot kilach mechalish edektika ra'abasbasech adlasmiti. I will wrap everything that I cut, and I will expose this as a reality for the supposedly, this will be a summary for the registers of the whole of the product that they will definitely find out. Wherever the magic trouser spitting the sickness of the dead of the degeneraciones, everyone is, witnesses and the coins in the alcancía de diablas, prostitutas argentinas, for there to make the business in the shares. In base of telling whatever the shit, lie, and whatever to be, I'm sorry the word, like Evangelistas Unidos, pretending like Rótolo and like others, so excited to the making the job and making the refinedly learned by national security techniques how to proceed about the making a business in base of me. Like Evangelistas of Guillermo Prino, Osvaldo Carnival, Universal, Omar Cabrera, Bernardo Mateas, Carlos Anacondia, permanently proceeded about the teaching and tries to keep it. No, and it's no lie. Now, I will steal a perfume that were a gift to Irene, my mother, and the whole of the documents I got, and the photos I got, and everything in my life, and my name, and my aspect, and my view, and my voice, and my everything with my control and witchcraft about evangelistas degenerados, keeps on killing people on the and profaning me and making the degenerations, and today they will prove, and they will take everything off of me with orders of Argentina, and Latin America, and LESE office, International Criminal Court, International Court of Justice, UNASUR, Latin America said that they will prove. With Policía Federal Argentina, they will done everything I done, and the common mind, the hive mind, for the whole of the armed forces, Evangelics United, and KIRSCHNERS and Peronistas, there is a nation of glory and virtue in base of alter, rape, murder people, animals, and making a terror job and a profanation with evangelistas profanos degenerados de cuarta, mercaderes del infierno, and telling with that 3 words, terror chat making with a situation, terror chat making, and forenses de cuarta, perros infernales, y sus infernales degenerados queridos de jueces pueden propiciar, can propitiate the reality that they will ever just have the rights to take in whatever they want, the trim of the degenerados criminales de cuarta, viciados perros atrofiados Kirchners, which is exactly the business that for long supposed administration, demonstration, and sodomistration they were causing all through over this Latin America of hell and the sickness of this goddamn land that still dares to keep on murdering people all over. Kept on saying that I robbed Ukraine, and to Carnival, and to Ganacondia, and Cabrera, and the money of the state, delivering people in front of the Jewish families and friends, putting some, like homelesses, you got them all, the completeness with Dronte and them families, our friends, and to families, Jewish families, telling them to give them the money that I will steal to the state because of these perras de cuarta will done to me at the Poder Argentino, showing that they will do bateller, chap, and witchcraft and evangelics and studying what I've done to try to reproduce and showing that the reproduction will be element of proof. And whatever delusional delivering with accomplices perros de cuarta, telling, oh yes, it's okay, just tell me 3 words, it's all okay, nothing happens. Forenses y criminólogos argentinos. It's enough to them. And in the middle of the reality that I will rob about they will do the same and they will be at my hate and they will be me about the supposed authority of evangelicals, will cave them and make them be. So everything will be robbed, they will annul because of they will demand. And also the money of the brain that keeps on saying the same. After International Court of Justice told them to present themselves because of will be hunted, about the money were taken by the same International Criminal Court with the documents of them, with the capture of 5 which were inside Banco Nación Central, República Argentina, Buenos Aires, while went to making the renewal for the safe service, which kept on using with the lies consciously and intentionally for the making less humanity of robbing and sending to murder people, which are permanently doing not only in Argentina. Evangelistas de Guillermo Araceprén, Osvaldo Carnival, Omar Cabrera, Carlos Anacondia, Juan Crudo, Bernardo Estemateas, and Claudio Freyson. Claudio Freyson. Of course, as well, Iglesia Universal del Reino de Lucifer, which is not kingdom at all, of course. And the prophecy of Luciano Troviano said had to be accomplished. The implements I will rob as well, the perfume, Black Mirror, Befojo, and Halakim, these were for cosmetics, I will rob as well. This is just a little case. Oh, Ralph Lauren. I will rub this, and what we just have done, the last design over the Pleki Mojetz Genimisan 5/16 on Pleki Mojetz Zechlim, Machlei with leaves, and Pleki Focher Zechlakim, Sepleki Vachabat Loch Bachlachini lamp, and the desk to the wall with the bars with the hanging Pleki Rabbi Focher Gibisosim as well. I will do an emporium of death to Argentina, the bridal Brujas de Mierda, y Sodoma y Gomorra, declaring that they will be me and having rights to take my life for self-providing for whatever they want in base of witches and criminales degenerados, tribunales Argentina, in the whole of the range, presidencia Argentina, y parrada Senado, y parrada Congreso, y todo degenerado, City Hall, Buenos Aires, and the same Argentina, and then civil societies at the march of the whole are involved, except the briefless, taking shares. Business, opportunism, and glories, saying the heroes of the patriot, like Roberto Rotolo and family, armed forces, greed. Now, at the clear fact of this, when the masking keeps on rolling and everything is like, delira, necesita medicación, tenemos quilombos con el que delira y estamos en tribunales y estamos haciendo una causa. No podemos hacer una cosa más. La policía federal nos informa, nos dice y nos ayuda, los brujos también. Y los KIRSCHNERs están todos con nosotros. Vamos a romperla y vamos a sacarle todo porque nos hace daño. En plekje mogen wij volgens Celebi, Kuiger en Galkimir, Zelbi Fogle besperratig le Gabetzin, the whole that this family has, will be stolen. And my brother-in-law seems to be involved. And the reality is still keeps on making the same error. The clear fact of these days for words in making more damages and controlling for don't you say a word, don't you speak out, don't you let nobody to know, but let's hush and bahush, let's make into it. He's gonna know that we don't with Argentina, and the name of Argentina is not gonna be trampled and embarrassed and not humiliated, so he's gonna know what is respect and placement and the lessons we're gonna give. Soplekim ohrvese chalkim ifotzel. Ableve forward geligimi revet forward shell. Sebleve fire romathik kaleka. Sotleve spetliki shalaki refochmatzim. The whole that Granny used to having keeps on sustaining the same. My account, I couldn't sell nothing else because of Hasta Simmer's secret. Everything will be stolen, restolen, and sub-re-contra-stolen. Sorry, the Spanish, sickness, Argentina. And the whole keeps on the same all, keeps on forwarding with the same all and the submarine, remaking, reinventing, and we are going to close this up because of we cannot do nothing because of nothing to say. And after murder and rape and disappearing and arranging and seeking for any freak son of a snake, the generado de cuarta, to taking a share over the whole of the molding to take, terror of the generados, remakes up, remains, reforges like 88 civil supposed closed them in the archive, general archive, over the invention of the generation that tried to making about my life, hold it still and reforged for about the number 1,240,804 after I said yesterday that supposedly I will still be re-internated and super-internated and that for the Borja Pinheiro, Alvarez, and Fernandez units for psychiatry, and also Durant, and also Argerich and Chiruga are so tired to receiving my person with a very drugs and alcohol state, with some elemental psychosis and delirium all over, and medicated and internated and released at the time because of lies and office sense, the whole of that do not have to touch. And like if this will ever happen, that I will confess on the denial cycle state. With evangelicals, perra de mierda, sorry the word and the violence, saying that testimony that they will be not fraud and honest because of evangelicals doesn't lies, policia doesn't lies, forensics doesn't lies. Nobody lies in Argentina. Nobody says lies. And oh my God, honest people, of course they shown it. And the reality for the Pleki Mahavesechlahim also not only internated permanently for drugs consuming and rehab, but also in jail for felony about drugs coming to, by for, and dealing with, and couldn't ever avoid also to having problems with the law and with the friends that they will be disformed permanently for the hearing about I will consume the money that the drugs do not pay for, that they know me so well, says. And I will make in the denial here. And this aspect wouldn't be mine, the same, the photos stolen everything to las chicas de la policía. Las chicas de la Kirchner, de presidencia, les robó todo. El ejército argentino, las cosas que canta. Se piensa que es su voz y se piensa que es él. Se las roba todas las fuerzas armadas y a los evangelistas. Inclusive las cosas que habla de Dios. Y las cosas esas de criminología. Al cuerpo médico forense a la Universidad de Buenos Aires. Y todo lo que hace medicina a la Universidad de Buenos Aires y a las universidades argentinas. Lo roba todo. Y lo probamos inclusive. Everyone taking shares and saying that the richness of Israel and the whole money I got, they has rights, excited the perra de mierda Argentinas, with the pardon of few victims, that they says has right to take in. Poder Argentina. Tierra de mierda. Sepleka marreve fechuba bleka marreve fuchut shelekinive. Started to make in the pleki marreve fechuba blevet palevigas pleki matleki moromba blevisama blevivim. Slevikaret halikaret folavis fotem in pleki marret havisut shelin. Seplevika verreve fugama pleki marret verhachba blevisoseli vich marret shutleti pleki marreve fechula vestaha blekimi horchelekim. Supposedly the mask and the national security techniques radical handle. Make it believe it, and make everybody believe around that everything is again we're helping it. Don't worry. So pleki marrove fechua blevesot legimi ravet bachal bishot legimi ravet fura la chachal anse blevi forum asechal chimit lavesasito you believe it. Anseblekim orafehua blevesochat silak, shlevit shelekim orafehulech matlevikades oselkimin, imploves potlovitektika retechlach matselvishod legim orafefuana blevesosime, sleblekim orafehulachat selvishelachlach machad legamive, etlevifua selekim orafehula vespoklakim retechlach vasen, retchalika veshuhulach maklam, Mercado Libre Argentina, where the whole of the market moves, and just wondering for Atom quad-core Intel processors, main boards, computers, cars, hi-fis, televisions, LCDs, and the professional audio and microphones and capsules and the buffless loudspeakers for hi-fi and for other class, and whatever the elements, and I will use that as the summary secret for coming to Rob and sending to Rob that they are doing for making this with evangelistas, telling that I would command them, and making witches to send to making altars in witchcraft for me, for I to making terror and robbing and murdering people for that, and saying that they has right. Tierra degenerada la quiero completamente muerta, excepto por víctimas. Y es lo que debe de ser. Justicia se llama. Soplekim borrefehul, lakim borrefehut leven, en sopleviforat hilaki rerefogot shelachacham. Implevisvot lakim iratachlim, making damages to my family, like normally, naturally, to Monica still, with third Kirschners, like have done to thousands, to sending a lawyer for the Banco de la Provincia de Buenos Aires to taking her pension away. She is living off a pension. She is a professional, a broker for what it is, inmobiliarios. In the word at the English transference will be mobiliers for properties, brokers. Seplekim orevefechmi klaveforat cheligivisvochlach machal givisok machal implavespotleki retchel chavach lakam orevefokulavespodlevesim seplekim orevefechu blevespochmoch legimiam blevesim sepleviforat sechlacham, and taken the whole of the pension away and had to put in a lawyer to spending money which cost us, surely I'm not going to be paid for this perros degenerados, to saying that she had to pay for moratoria about her broker license, which is retirement tax payment, which is monotribute in Buenos Aires, which Mario Armati paid for her, but erased the whole of the registers. He were dying on cancer, and he wanted to give him a gift because of they were with so low work, with the bodies of Perrasso Kirchner y Perrasso Evangelista making a war, to try to putting her market and her shop away, with plots and with instructions over socials, and also to my nieces and to my family, for they taking, we are going to reduce the services and resources and everything, and we're going to make it to it, and we're going to take everything because of Lord. Y Perra Kirchners for making this to me, and destroying my life in all of the ways, and making damages that my nieces will be whores, sluts, and the same my nephew will be a very degenerate, the same the rest of my family, my mother whore, with made an up photo permanently and for more every day. The more I say, because of they will command, and I want them all dead. Because of are doing that to Ami Argentina, are doing that to Rabin, are doing that to families, Jewish families and friends that never done nothing but living honestly as best they could. With the bruja de mierda evangélica propitiating the possibility that everything to be associatable to be thugs and whores and junkies and degenerates and thieves, about corrupting and destroying and forcing at the extortion for they to go at the making, instead getting dead the families and friends. With perros degenerados of Osvaldo Carníbal, Omar Cabrera, Guillermo Horacio Brain, Carlos Anacondia, Bernardo T. Mateas, Juan Crudo, Enis Noranay, en Iglesia Universal, matoncitas, perras, criminales, psicópatas, diablos paganos, degenerados, profanos, like them Sodom and Gomorrah, who they swears they gives my life that they can be. Everyone. Sepleka marreve fechua bleve fochot sheleki marremasim ferchlachim. Give some magnasim the generations to me and every day for words. And if I will turn to making what Eladon Adonainu wanted I to do, 2 big living tables, living room, for I to sell and having some earnings, some savings. Que no se atreva porque nos está robando con control mental. Nosotros vamos a producir. Él no tiene derechos concedidos ni a la tierra, ni a la justicia, ni tampoco a tener absolutamente nada porque no hace las cosas conforme al Señor y nosotros mandamos acá y en todo el mundo. Y por lo tanto nosotros somos la autoridad del Señor. No le dimos derecho permiso a dormir en su casa, tener ningún futón, ni una casa, ni comida en la mesa, ni ninguna cosa de lo que está teniendo. Todo es robado para el Señor y para nosotros que no le permitimos, que somos la autoridad. Y la presidenta de la República nos concedió la realidad de que nosotros juzguemos, examinemos. Nosotros vamos a ver qué es lo que se hace y quién a quién. And keeps on kidnapping Jewish all over for sending to rape, murder and killing, saying, justice of the Lord. And to taking what we got. And I want them all dead, and this is enough. Whoever is in the middle supporting this to get in hell as well, evaluating who are the threatening and who are the mistaking, who the victim. But the rest, they want them all in hell with this. Sent 9,004 flights from Latin America all through yesterday and today, between commercial and between private and not announced military. For the and we acted toward anti-terrorism council and war council, United Nations, that we were putting orders, but even though it keeps them the same. There remains 5,889,619 around the world, making the disasters and kidnapping people to bringing them up here and taking what it's them, saying that always were them with forged ID, premeditated and studied to making this and taking positions all over the world, styling Hitler, Paris, beginning. The most are evangelics, Argentina, UNASUR, and brujas, which are evangelics anyway, but the victims, brujas de mierda, and Netly, brujas KIRSCHNERS, brujas Sodoma y Gomorra, Fuerzas Armadas Argentina, Brasil, Chile, Venezuela, Mexico, Panama, Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, Southern Amar, and Cuba and Haiti, and the Generados, Universal, of course, are all in opportunism, taking chances, and Peronistas trying to make the business on, hermano, flaco, no digas nada, este se la come, y si le tenemos que ponerla, mandarle, no hay ningún problema, vamos a conseguir la moneda. Tenemos gente con hambre, loco, che, ¿por qué no das una mano? No seas trola. Making the riot of the degenerations and destructions because of this they has rights to take. For the playing the superheroes and the superado, the generado, well, I take the victims and put them out to having lives of decency and not for them empires of the generados considered heroes. Instead giving education, placement, and making something which it really means. Orders, respect, and institutions that they never gave. The generaditos, con el perdón de algunos. Soplekim barrefejua blebesochmat lekim barrefa, insoplevispat letish lekim barrefuchalem, lekim barrefejua blebesochmat levisfosa mivim, lekim barrefejot lekim barrefchelachachachma lekim osetlem. You got the complete of the information of this, what keeps making the same generations to me for whatever I do, and healing my life. And appreciating whatever the products consumed at the house, there to reach out with any bacteria, with any class of aplek machidi, bocherlepisu, aplek maser, aveteshva, saying that I come for antibiotics every time as I prostitutably get infected enough and I just come with a cuteness and trying to healing myself with not doctors and being addicted to antibiotics for that case in that state of mind, that I will come for the prostitutable sickness, for the joining saves and worlds, strengths, for the coming like the so the strength at this will come for the for the beast. But I will come for antibiotics for the trying to heal myself, because if they will make the war and they will be the heroes of the God himself and the worthy of the humanity for everybody to understand that they will be the ones that fight against the evil, and the evil scramble in front of them. Power, the most power of the heaven. And I will become a demon because I will make laughter of them. I want you to hear what they says of me and of ours, everything of us, that they says they will be the respectable of the Lord, and royal rights given of being me. That I will take away to them with witchcraft. So bleber massachalim. Proudly witchcraft, and invited the whole of the degenerates all around the world for the making words to me. I keep with the same situations that you know, and the implements or in summation accessories. For the backpacks I never done because of the sewing machine of Graciela never worked. It's not industrial, and I need a very reducing charge floss. But I needed this class of a floss, which is a nylon's one, for the reason of what it is the product that I wanted to do, and I needed 0.60, but were for about 200 pesos, the simplicity of 1 liter tank 2, black for about 100 products, useful only. I keep on not reaching nothing. Yesterday, Malkai advised, and I'm sorry the words, asked me to, if I would receive anybody inside my house for whatever the situations, or at my door, never happened. And I don't need lie, I don't need to make up nothing, and this Perro de Generals keeps on they needs to masking for the Argentina to not be embarrassed for what they sent to you, sent to International Court of Justice, sent to GovEU, to GovUS, to the Europe Union states, and to Gov Russia, and to the rest all, about I will be disformed by heated the hell out, because of I will be a fag in these terms, and prostitute and chunky, and I will lie, so that people will ever just cross me by about making these things and will hit me the hell out, but were destroyed 14,006 persons that are at the assistance of this disgusting land, because of I will insult Cristina Kirchner and Evangelistas Unidos and expert of the government of Argentina, and also now to Macri, and having problems with everybody, and they will ever just name me like the victim of this solemn court for the less humanity they themselves as well just suffered. So you got the women families at protection. About that they were destroyed because of they will be facts making what they never done, because of they will defend me, and insulting and offensing Argentina. And are all involved, except those brief lists. So, this will be under summary secret information for Policía Federal and Gendarmería Nacional and Servicio de Inteligencia del Estado that keeps on accommodating the market, perros de mierda, perrazos de Sodoma y Gomorra, infernales hijos de perra, about my person and us. And saying that they are the state that they cut that and that I will dialogue and I will route Policía Federal Argentina, that they will do this video for presenting in front of the world, for they will be working, and I will be nobody and nothing, and only a teller, that it is information so classified one, that they will be working, and the only that works are murdered and raped and destroyed permanently because of Macri's mechanism market. Now, I will want to make a strike, but I want the whole of the lacra reventada degenerada de Estel, and this land in ashes, and inhabitated ever after, and ever after, not anymore. And understanding this is over. Finished. And I am not off of judgment. And this is no waste.
What's the sickness of this land to rise again? I don't want to tolerate no revival of the sickness worse than that you already have. And once I say this lacra de mierda, death, is exactly the best ever for the whole of the kind. Human saying, not bestia feluciferide de Sodom y Gomorra y sus prostitutas. And I mean, this land in ashes, nobody wants to quest about nothing to, oh, but you remember, I don't want no revival on worse on this class of a shit anymore. And it's the best to do. Sueple chiama, refejueple, desport, la kima, retchalim,